what are the characteristics of physical changes? So no new substances are formed. So whenever we have a physical change, there is no new substance formed. Okay, you have the same substance undergoing different kinds of physical changes, but you don't have a formation of a new substance. For example, ice, water, steam is always going to be the same substance in different forms. Okay?
I didn't get it.
For example, I have ice. Okay?
Okay.
I heat up ice, I get water.
Yeah.
Liquid form of water, which is, I'm just going to write as water. If I heat water, I end up getting vapor. Yes? In all these three cases, I have two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, which gives me H2O. This is the chemical formula for water. So this will always be the same in vapor form, water form, and ice form. Okay? Think about it like this. So if I have water and I heat the water, it turns into vapor. If I heat ice, it turns into water, or if I cool water, it turns into ice. In any of these cases, in all of these cases, it is still water. Like the chemical formula is still water. I'm not getting water plus something else like honey, right? Even when I form ice, I'm not getting water plus honey. I'm just getting water. It's still water. If I cool it down again, I'll still end up getting water. Liquid form of water, right? So the liquid form of water is water. The solid form of water is called ice. The gaseous form of water is called vapor. But in all these three cases, they are all water itself, but in different states.
Ma'am, can you please tell again what was water to vapor and vapor to water called?
So, ice to water, melting. Okay, basically solid to liquid is melting. Liquid to gas, evaporation. Solid to gas. What is this? We've done it.
Sublimation.
Yes, sublimation. Gas to solid.
Ductilation.
Deposition. Okay, gas to liquid. Condensation. Liquid to solid. Freezing or?
Can I speak?
Solidification. Clear, everyone? All right. So, yeah. So basically, in all of these forms, it's still water. Water in its solid form, in its liquid form, and in its gaseous form. So water in its solid, liquid, and gaseous form is still water. There is no new substance coming in. Okay. So when I freeze water, I get ice. When I get the solid. When I heat the solid, I get liquid. When I heat the liquid, I get gas. In all these three cases, I still have water. And what is the chemical formula of water? It is H2O, meaning there are two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Okay, and this will be H2O in solid, in liquid, and in gaseous form. It will always be H2O. Okay. Similarly, if I have a salt solution, right? that salt solution will be, for example, I take a regular home salt, it is NaCl, okay, sodium chloride. If I mix this in water, I will have sodium ions, chloride ions, or sodium atom, chlorine atom, and 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So this is also a physical change. No new substances are formed. If I evaporate it, I end up getting water like vapor, and then salt is left behind. Okay, now physical changes can be generally reversed. For example, zinc oxide, we saw this previously. Let me see if you guys remember. Remember this zinc oxide? When I heat it, it changes from white to yellow. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so physical changes can generally be reversed. What happens if I cool down this yellow color solid over here? If I cool down this heated ZNO, what happens to the color?
It turns white again.
Very good. It turns white again. So this is a temporary change and it can be reversed. So physical changes can generally be reversed. Not all the time, generally. Yes.
Ma'am, it has any reason to change into white to yellow, yellow to white?
Yeah, so it does. So that is because of the contents of zinc oxide. Okay, so zinc oxide by itself is white in color, and when I heat it up, the electrons inside that substance, they get excited and they jump their energy levels, and then you end up getting a yellow color solution. But whenever when I take away that not solution, powder, and when I take away that heat, it comes back into its white form because the atoms are again de-excited. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so there is no change in weight during physical change. That means I've mentioned this before also. If I have 1 liter of water, yes, Yashika.
I want to give an example to make sure that I've understood it right.
Sure, yeah.
So just like let's take as the atoms. So it's like going to a new place, we get excited, but when we go back home, we stop getting excited.
Yeah, you can say something like that. Yes. So for example, when you have a lot of food, you are basically putting energy inside yourself, right? So when you have a lot of food, you have a lot of energy, and then you can do a lot of different things. But if you don't eat, then you're not putting energy in yourself, and if you do a lot of different things, you get tired. Does that make sense? So that is what so that is what heat is doing in this case. So when I provide heat, what is happening is it is getting excited. Those molecules are getting excited. Okay. So there is no change in weight during the physical change. For example, if I have, let's say, 2 grams of zinc oxide, and that 2 grams of zinc oxide is white in color. Then I heat up that zinc oxide, it turns yellow in color, but that yellow color zinc oxide is also still 2 grams only. It's not more, it's not less. Okay, so there is no change in weight during physical change. Characteristics of physical change, the fourth characteristic is only a little heat is absorbed or given off. If water to steam absorbs a certain amount of heat energy, then steam to water gives the same amount of heat energy. So for example, if I have water and I heat it, it forms steam. And it takes some certain amount of energy. Let's say it takes X amount of energy, okay? Let's say it takes X amount of energy. And
sorry, I couldn't do the homework.
so what I'm saying is, let's say when I convert water to steam, I have to heat it, right? So that I require to give it a certain amount of heat energy. Let's say that amount of heat energy is 10 joules. Okay, it is not exactly 10 joules, but let's assume it is 10 joules. Joules is the unit for energy. Okay, so let's say I have to give it 10 joules. Then if I want to convert from steam to water again, I have to again take out those 10 joules. Basically, it has to give the same amount of energy that it is taking in. Why? Because energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only change from one form to another. Okay? So heat energy, it gives out the same amount of heat energy from converting from steam to water as it takes from converting to water to steam. Okay? There is no change in the composition of molecules. We have studied that it will always be H2O. Okay?